This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
With Lululemon, the real gift happens when they're living in it. When you give them the coziest scuba matching set, the real gift is this. And this. And this. This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to give a gift that goes beyond. Open the moment. Shop now at Lululemon.com.
Well, here we are again, another day, another morning, and the drones are still flying above New Jersey. I got all these messages last night, direct messages, and all my social media spots. Hey, Sid, I'm in Jersey. I'm still seeing drones. Now, yesterday, we brought on my good friend, morning man out there in New Jersey at 101.5 FM, Bill Spadea. He's also running for governor, as you guys know, and he gave us the latest on what's going on, but there seems to be some more news. In fact, I know Bill on his popular morning show today will have Congressman Jeff Van Drew on. He's got a theory as to what's going on. So with that said, here he is, my friend Bill Spadea once again. Bill, welcome back. 2 days in a row. That may be a record.
It could be, Sid. Great to talk to you this morning. What a crazy story this is, right? And hey, thanks for the plug on Jeff Van Drew. You know, Congressman Van Drew, he said yesterday that he thought this was Iranian-based and they've got a, quote, mothership off the coast of New Jersey, which, you know, you hear that and you hear mothership, right away you're thinking about science fiction. But let me tell you, I've known Jeff Van Drew for a while, and he's a good man. He's an honest man, and he's not saying that if he did not have a credible source getting information. And I know, Sid, right away, the Department of Defense comes out and says, nope, there's no evidence of a mothership. So, you know, you got to look at this and say, again, what you and I were talking about yesterday, somebody is not telling the truth in our government. And I'll tell you this, I trust Jeff Van Drew over the Biden administration any day of the week.
And so do I. I did see Sabrina Singh talk about this yesterday at the Pentagon, and she's like, no, there's no reason to believe it's one of our enemies, and I believe Van Drew, too. Now, Jeff is talking about Iran, but I also heard somebody yesterday mention China, that they've got some ship or something out there in New Jersey, too. What about those rumors?
So I got a couple of texts yesterday, as a matter of fact, from some sources saying that they're hearing there is a Chinese freighter ship off the coast of Jersey, and that's the base where these drones are launching from. You know, beyond now what we're all diving into this and looking at this, it seems that it goes right back to what we said yesterday. Either the United States government knows about this and they are lying, or they're complicit in some way, or perhaps the worst case, that we have enemies that are flying drones over New Jersey and New York, and our government is just completely inept, completely ineffective, and unable to deal with it. But yesterday, Governor Murphy, who has rightfully drawn a lot of fire for lacking in communication with the mayors and the legislature, they called a meeting, and I was flooded with calls yesterday, Sid, from mayors across the state, all asked to come to a meeting at 11 o'clock yesterday. They left that meeting, quite honestly, with less information than they had going in. And guess what? The governor blew it off. I mean, amazing. The governor of the state refuses to address this directly with the mayors and the legislators, all of whom, both sides of the aisle, clamoring for answers.
Why do you think, Bill Spadea, that's the case? Phil Murphy is on his way out, obviously, term limited. There's a very good chance you'll be the next governor there in New Jersey. But why do you think Phil Murphy did blow that meeting off yesterday?
It's hard to tell with Murphy. He is so detached from the job. I think he had that failed attempt to get his wife into a Senate seat, and his own party rebuked him, rebuked her. It led to a change in how our primary elections are run, with the lines changing. That's more of a complicated issue that'll be dealt with the legislature. But I think he's, A, disinterested. B, I have always thought for a while that he really didn't want to do the job. Phil Murphy looked at this job as a resume builder, as a next step. There was a time where he thought he would be running for president, thinking that Biden would not complete the term, and the party just passed him by. So I think that's part of it. Let's face it, though, he's never been very good at this job. He was horrible with the lockdowns during COVID. A third of our businesses that closed never reopened. We had thousands and thousands of excess deaths based on his mismanagement and policy. And you know, Sid, Phil Murphy and the Democratic majority have ushered in so much radicalism in our schools with regard to our energy policy, with regard to taxation and law enforcement and illegal immigration. The radicals have been in charge for too long, and now normal and common sense are coming back. And I appreciate you mentioning my run for governor. I'm running to restore accountability, transparency, and common sense to government in Trenton. And I'll tell you this, when I'm the next governor, there is no way that this is going to stand, because New Jersey wants a governor who's going to act. And Murphy is not a man of action. He's not a leader. He's a backroom politician that has a lot of money and thought, hey, I'll give this thing a try because I can buy my way through the primary, which is exactly what he did. So I look at it this way. You have to have a leader in times of crisis. We are in a time now where we don't know if this is the next crisis. But no one seems to know. But action is required. We ought to be in a state of emergency right now with the Air National Guard. The 177th Wing out of Atlantic City should be on alert right now. Our state police helicopters should be instructed that if they can bring these drones down, that's exactly what we ought to be doing.
Bill Spadea, he's friends with all my friends named Frank in New Jersey, whether it's Frankie Bruno, of course, you guys all know him, all of his great restaurants, Patricia's and Gabriella's, or Frank Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Yeah. On the way out, last 30 seconds, I spent time last night with Joe Piscopo, and Piscopo and I had a lengthy conversation. He seems relatively serious about running for governor. So forget about Chitterelli, forget about Bramnick, forget about Spadea. What are your thoughts in 30 seconds on the possibility that Joe Piscopo may run for governor?
I would love how entertaining the debates would be. So, Jersey Joe, come on into the race. Are you kidding?
That would be fun. Hey, Bill, thank you so much again for coming on consecutive days. If something happens today, we'll make it 3 days in a row tomorrow. Great job out there in New Jersey. Great job with me here this morning. God bless you.
Thank you, Sid. You take care. All the best, my friend.
You too. There he is, Morning Man at 101.5 FM in New Jersey, and very possibly the next governor of the great state of New Jersey, my friend Bill Spadea. Quick break, lots to do today. Newt Gingrich, Bill O'Reilly, a whole lot more. I come back on a Thursday right after these short messages.